Tired of the boring pickers in SwiftUI? Learn how to build a fully custom dropdown with text, images, and multi-select, all without UIKit. This is the tutorial we'll be creating today. As you can see, the list has been populated with images and text, and if I select any of the items in the list, it will display the selected information at the bottom. And if I deselect or remove one of the selected items in the list, it also reflects at the bottom to remove the selected item from the row. So this is the tutorial we'll be creating. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. To populate our list, the first file we need to create is a struct. The name of the file for the struct is called hobby. The purpose of the hobby file or struct is to enable an array of names and icons to be stored within the struct. So we need to create a new file, Swift file that is. Name the file hobby. Import SwiftUI. Struct hobby identifiable. And then hashable. So this struct defines the data model for the hobby or for each hobby item. Since we're using identifiable, we also need to include UUID that will make sure that each record has a unique ID so that it's displayable and retrievable correctly within the list. Let name string. Let icon string. That will store the icon or the image. The next file we need to create is called hobby list. The purpose of the hobby list file is just to store a hard-coded array of hobbies. Really, this should be coming from an API or maybe a database, but with an API it's more flexible. So we need to define our array of hobbies. Hobby list. That's an array of hobby. Hobby name, and a hobby has an icon as well. So that is called reading icon. You could use icons or images. I'm just using icons. Fill. And then I'll just copy that line and then just repeat it. So the next hobby will be traveling. And the icon will be airplane. Cooking icon fork dot knife. Swimming. Figure pool dot swim. Next hobby is, or the next icon for the hobby, because I'm doing it this way, which is figure.walk, and the hobby name is hiking. Then our final hobby will be tent. Hobby name is camping. Compile it. Compiling. Compile again. Our next file that we need to create is our hobby view model. The purpose of the hobby view model file is to detect if a drop-down is open or closed, and also to ensure that the hobbies are unique. So to ensure that the hobbies are unique, we'll be using a set. So let's create that new file. Hobby view model. We need to import SwiftUI, import observation at observable to detect any changes within the class. Hobby view model, var selected hobbies. Hobby should be lowercase o. Set hobby, just to make sure each of the hobbies are unique. We're using a set, as mentioned earlier. Var is drop down open bool equals false, and that detects whether the drop down is open or closed. We next need to create a drop-down item view that includes the hobbies the user can choose from. So we need to create a new SwiftUI view. Name the view drop-down item view. Let hobby with hobby. So we create an object variable. We also need to create a flag that will detect whether the hobby is currently selected or not. The selected boolean. Okay, let's see if the preview works. Reading. is selected. Something is selected. Should be icon. Book.fill. And then is selected. True. Close the bracket there. Oh, that's incorrect. Oh, that should be name, not hobby. Name. Hobby. Hobby. I think there's an error somewhere else. I think I need open bracket there. Compile it again. So now we can start to implement our H-stack that will display our hobbies, such as the hobby name and the hobby icon, using a label. So we can delete our text element on line 18, type the following: H-stack, label, hobby.name, system, image, hobby.icon, foreground color, primary, and it will also work in light and dark mode as well. .primary, spacer, that will push the check mark to the far right. We will now add the check mark if is selected. Image, system name, check mark. Foreground color, blue. Add a bit of padding. Vertical, 8. Content shape, rectangle. You could spell rectangle incorrectly. Rectangle. Let's see if the preview works. If it doesn't work, we just run it in the simulator anyway. Oh yeah, so it's loaded in the simulator. So in the next tutorial, we will start to implement the hobby drop-down view.